Welcome back. This is Newsfile, it's your most authoritative news analysis platform. And here on Newsfile, we put Ghana first. And on Samson's stake, I say, lest we forget, cherish rule of law. As you may know, yesterday was the 41st anniversary of the abduction and gruesome murder of 3 judges and retired military officer Major Sam Akwa on June 30, 1982 by the PNDC military junta. And this is celebrated every year to remind us that we don't ever have to go back there. The victims were justices, as I mentioned, Major Sam Akwa, and Justices Frederick Opoku-Sarkodie, Cecilia Koranting-Addo, Kwejo Eje Ejapong. They were picked up and taken to the Bundasi military range in Accra Plains and murdered, killed in cold blood, simply because some people disagreed with how they executed their job. So, the lesson is that in this democracy, we make sure that we never go this way. This democracy is to prevent us from getting to the situation where people in power, people who have the power of the gun and the uniform, can just get up anytime, and because they dislike you or they are grieved by something you have done or said, can end your life. The 1992 Constitution provides us the Bill of Rights in Chapter 5 to enjoy fundamental human rights, including speech. So I hear the criticism of the minority chief whip and some members in the opposition for whipping up sentiments against the judiciary, so to speak, that they are too critical of judges and particularly the Supreme Court, and appear to bastardize the Supreme Court. I prefer the criticism to, however rambunctious, to a situation where judges will be scared and afraid that they will be picked up and murdered. Of course, I agree that is the right thing to do, that if you have to criticize, you must criticize in context. You must point out the specific wrong you find in a judgment or the conduct of a judge, because they are humans. It's a human institution. And as we know, there are corrupt people in there. There are people who have no integrity in there, just like any human institution. So let's criticize, but criticize in a manner that promotes rather than destroys. Because once trust is completely lost in the judiciary, we are doomed. Because it is the last institution that stands to our defense and rescue when things go wrong. There are complaints. Judge Kwesi is being asked to attend court every day. Of course, people have a point to make and comparison to make. They ask, why? Has he killed someone? Has he stolen? The answer is no. So why is it that #1, whose business, illegal business, has led to many people, hundreds, in fact in the thousands, some have lost their lives, some are sick, can't afford to buy medicine, just because of what he has brought upon them. The state is prosecuting him. How many years now? How often has he been in court? We hear he goes to court perhaps once in a month or twice in 2 times, or sometimes two months, and he has attended court perhaps once or not at all. So they are justified to ask those questions. But let's be reminded that we're better off with such a system that people can criticize even when they do not know the operations of the system, and will not be afraid, and that judges can also stand up and do what is right without being afraid. Just this week, some people who were put on trial for breaching COVID-19 laws have been set free. You know why? They've been set free by a court. They've been set free by a court because myself and a number of other people went to court under the auspices of the Fix Ghana movement, Fix the Country movement, and secured a judgment from the Supreme Court against the government, against the president's, Imposition of Restrictions Act. And since that has been struck down as unlawful, unconstitutional, people who are being tried under that law must be set free. So they are free. That is the rule of law. That is democracy. And we must cherish it. That will be my take. We'll take a break. We'll be right back to introduce my guest as we get into canvassing the Vex Matters for you this morning. Show, as always, is brought to you by Bank of Africa, as strong as a group and close as a partner, MTN everywhere you go. Ashasi University, educating ethical and entrepreneurial leaders for Africa. Robert & Sons Optical Services, your comprehensive eye care service provider for 31 years. Duraplus, how you get your water matters. Remember, where Duraplus goes, water flows. DBS Industries, Rufi Papa Fie, My Way Insurance, dial star 165 hash on MTN to join My Way today. Cherry Tree Properties, we develop spaces as though we were going to occupy them ourselves. Syntex tanks, it's strong, it's tough. Flamingo paints, simply superior. We'll be right back.